It's March 3rd, 2012. Need coffee. Bad. It's always interesting to get up and see evidence of the cat parties from the night before. Hi. Did you enjoy your breakfast? What? You want more? You have to wait. Yep, you have to wait. Not sure why, but I've been getting into having smoothies again. I was really into them a couple of years ago, then fell out of it for a while. But lately, it seems like a good thing to do. So, I'm making one right now. I found using frozen fruit is really great because the frozen fruit tends to be cheaper than the fresh. Throwing the frozen fruit in the blender means that it gets all pulverized nicely and you don't have to add ice to make the smoothie cool. So you don't get the watered down effect. So it's cheaper and you can avoid ice. So that's why I use the frozen fruit. So I've got some Greek style yogurt. What else do I have? Oh, I got this stuff. This vanilla protein powder. So I'll throw a scoop of that in. Since I don't eat much meat, I'm always looking for ways to get more protein. Skim milk, just to loosen everything up. This protein powder I'm using is unsweetened, and the yogurt's unsweetened. So I've got to add something to sweeten the whole thing up, because right now the only thing that's sweet are the strawberries, and that's not going to be enough. Lately I've been really into honey. This is some local honey that Rich got. Easy way to wash the blender. Fill it halfway with soap and water and just turn it off. So we're going to drive the new 3 Series.
Hi everyone watching. Does anyone actually watch videos? I hope not. It sounds incredibly painful. Is there Woody Allen involved somewhere? I hope so.
Now you know I'm not going to put any of that in. I'm dubious about the new 3 Series because I think it's too big. I don't like the Turbo 4 engine and the trim levels seem tacky, but maybe they'll prove me wrong.
See, I think that it's going to be better than Marc expects. He has to keep an open mind.
So here we are. So this is the modern trim package on the new 3 Series with the beige. I really hate it. What do you think, Marc?
I think we need this. We need the high performance sport version to do this justice. This was a bit of a country club tourer.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not a fan of the modern trim. I like the sport version.
So then you can have it like the old car where I don't have a license plate bracket at all. Because the first ones came out like this.
They changed it though.
Yeah, it's not that god awful.
Yeah, it's kind of ugly, like a growth.
Well, it is! Have you seen the old one? Look at that. That's even more horrible. On a white car, you have a black thing.
Yeah. The black mirrors are part of the sport package?
Yeah, so a few things. Black top, it's open, please go ahead. You can just kick them.
I gotta try this.
Okay, let's see. So don't sway your foot because there's tailpipes right underneath here. Kick and let go. So I need to be close.
Got it.
3 feet.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Black exhaust pipe.
And just so you know, this is not, I can't call it a twin turbo engine because it isn't.
Right, it's a twin scroll.
Yeah. So, just terminology, it works better than the old twin turbo. The media loved it, so will you. I leave you with that.
So, we're back in the old rickety,
yes.
previous Gen 3 Series. So, what's the conclusion?
Interesting. Different, but interesting.
Better than I thought. The 4-cylinder turbo would actually be doable. I mean, not that I really doubted that it would be, but I'd still prefer the 6. It's just, the exhaust note of the 6 is so sweet. Sport is the only way to go. The only way to get the sport seats.
For sure.
And the sport suspension.
There's a Jack Nicklaus edition, a luxury edition, just like Buick used to have.
The modern trim is hideous. I'm not sure I like the multiple modes since it defaults to comfort. You have to engage sport every time you start up, but I guess that's kind of minor. What it comes down to is I'm not in any hurry to change, right?
No hurry to change. But I think what Marc needs to do for his next car is do European delivery and take delivery of the 3 Series in Munich and then drive it around Europe for 2 weeks.
That's almost a given.
Okay.
Except I'm really thinking the next car is going to be an i3. Replace the Touareg. You going to take me home?
Yes. Are you filming?
Yes, sir. Do you like that?
I think it's weird. It's creepy. Maybe you're creepy.
Oh, I'm definitely creepy. There's no question.
So Richie, if you're filming, put a little extra money in that household account. Marc's gonna do it, not only buy a BMW, but take a delivery of it in Europe. So, get ready.
Yeah, maybe in 5 years.
I like Gert. He's a good salesman. Do you know why I like Gert? He's not afraid to say what is crap and he doesn't like. He doesn't tell you everything's amazing and perfect. This guy, I trust him. Because I think he's honest. Do you agree, Marc?
Yeah, I think so. That's why I bought a car from him to begin with. Oh, this pretentious off-the-grid crap. I mean, how is that any different than a mall food court?
No, it's better.
It is
not. Have you spent any time in a mall food court before?
It's the hipster equivalent of a mall food court. You know, they've completely fucked up the turn on at Market Church and 14th Street. Have you been this way?
How'd they fuck it up?
They added a right turn signal.
Yeah.
I mean, it used to be you could just turn right on the green, and now they have a dedicated right turn signal that you can only turn when the arrow is green.
How's that?
And about 4 cars can get through at a time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Pretty day.
It's gorgeous.
It's a good day to buy a car, Richie. Good thing we just bought one. Just washing it up right now. Is Rich still in mourning over the blue Jetta?
No, Rich.
You're okay there?
Yeah, Rich has gotten to where he likes the BMW.
Well, that was a big hump to get over.
It took him about a year to get to the point where he likes the BMW, that he wasn't afraid to drive it.
We love you, Richie. You're one of a kind.
I think the gauges were smaller on the new 3 Series too. There's more going on up here.
Don't you think?
Well, there's definitely more going on, but also you only drove the Modern, and the Modern has that horrible texture on the face of the gauges.
Right.
Whereas the Sport was a little flashier than ours. They added a red line around it, but it's still better than what they've done on the Modern. And I can't emphasize enough how horrible the Modern is.
I don't think it's horrible. It's just different. BMW is trying to grow in different segments they've grown in the past. They're not walking away from the performance. Clearly they have those models too. I mean, I will say going over every seam in the highway, I felt like I was in a 1998 Buick Riviera with like the bob from the seam in the concrete. It was a little bit shocking to be in a BMW and feel that.
Or a Lexus IS. Actually, I take that back. Even the Modern felt better than the Lexus. Yeah, well, don't you remember driving that Lexus IS? It was just like, ugh. Awful. They've still got the end torn up. Yeah, I will say for the way most people drive, the Turbo 4 is probably a better engine than the Straight 6. The Straight 6 is kind of gutless below, it is gutless below 2,500 RPM. Whereas that 4 with the turbo was very lively right off the mark. What bothers me though is that the 4 has doesn't have as much top end punch.
I think that they took some cost out of the interior on that new car too.
You think so?
Yeah. So more hard touch plastics in the interior.
Yeah, now that you say it, I do notice it. It's got a lot more technology. Maybe it's not quite as nice. I bet they put that kind of stuff back for the mid-cycle refresh.
The soft touch plastics?
Yeah, because they did with this series. They improved the interior plastics for the 09s. That was one of the big changes they made. I wonder if they plan it that way.
Well, I think the name of the game is trying to keep giving people a new reason to always want to buy one. I don't know if they necessarily deliberately take cost out of an interior just to put it back in 2 years later. I don't know if they do that. So if you were in the market right now for a new car, you didn't own a current 3 Series, would you buy that 3 Series?
Yeah. I can't think of anything that I would rather have. I was afraid it would be tilted too close to the A4 and the C-Class. but the sport model still feels like a 3.
Well, they tore down the dry cleaners.
Yeah, new joint going up. So I think I made a video a few weeks ago during February where I showed the spot on the iMac screen with the dust trapped under the glass has been making me crazy. It's right there, dead center. But then I also saw up in the corner, it's like this dust is so bad. It's like you can see where someone stuck their finger in it when they were repairing this thing. There's dust in this corner too. So I'm taking it in tonight to get it fixed. Hopefully they can do it right this time. So I just dropped the iMac off with Apple for the second time. Third, if you count the fact that I had to return the first one I bought because the display was yellow. Wasn't just dirt under the glass. They think that the LCD was bad, or they screwed the LCD up during the repair. They didn't say that. I am. So, not very happy with Apple right now.